Hello and welcome. This is Diana and you are watching Holistic Vibes. I hope you're doing well. Energy's kind of interesting, yeah? I think it's been interesting all this year, in all honesty. So take a moment and just kind of ground. We're going to be kind of seeing what's going on or what insight is wanting to be given, and then we will pull and remove some energies that are in your field and hopefully get you a little bit of insight. Okay. So patient, love begins, and feeling alone. Is it because you don't see the plants and the fruits of your labor yet? So then you're allowing limiting self to accentuate the it's not here yet. The performer, the storyteller, in the transformation of the becoming, right? Maybe you're identifying and seeing past lives where like you were alone and your relief never came. Maybe you are just starting to gain security and financial abundance, right? And you're kind of bathing in the waterfall of clearing, of like resetting yourself and possibly like stepping into a new timeline. This is old. Hold on, they said 2 more cards. Like that. So somebody, in order to get into the understanding of who they were to become, right, had to kind of go the journey alone, had to find their own mental fortitude so that they could fill up their own cup in regards to the way you move in the world, right? And I think that has to do with something having to do with like codependency. Breaking some kind of delineated, like some DNA karma repetitive cycle passed on from family members that have gone. Something about like the feeling accepted and feeling like as a kid you always had that one family that you always wanted to hang out at, right? Because you didn't want to stay out home. So you always were at that family's house because they were just like so amazing. That's kind of like the vibe that they're giving me. It's like having that kind of full acceptance, like my house is your house, kind of a, not just saying it, right? But like openly, like my house is your house. Somebody's reached a cycle where they're no longer revisiting their past because it caused nothing but wounds. And it's kind of like a releasing of the bindings that have been holding you back because you didn't even realize like it was making you miserable or it was keeping you in a negative state of being, right? So in separation, have you made mistakes? Yeah, there's something about like loneliness, like stress, your financial security, like not having enough. And you have to get resourceful, right? At a certain point, you have to figure out like, okay, like what's the bare minimum I have to do to make things happen? And then figure out like what is my value, my worth, and where do I need to go after that, right? So what is impeding you from creating? You have the knowledge, you have the know-how, you have the direction, you have the ingenuity. So like in separation, like what is not, it like there's a lot of purple on my board right now. Like mistakes are all about like learning, all about coming into a state of self, right? They just said in this time of separation, what are the lessons you're choosing to pull forward with you? It's all about like you finding your happiness. You finding the vibration of like what brings you joy in your spare time, right? Because the truth is like 90% of the shit we do, if we just said, fuck it, I'm not doing it, like it would still be there. And it's not the end of the world, right? Like we choose to chase our tail in a 3D reality. But in actuality, when you look at the grand scheme of things, like it's neither here nor there. Like it can wait a day, it can wait 5 days. It's not a big deal. Until it is. What do you have to choose peace and harmony in, right? Get outside. Go hug a tree. Buy yourself a little something. Even if you don't have the financial abundance, right? Like, buy yourself a little something and treat yourself. And acknowledge the fact that, like, you're doing the best you fucking can. And it's the baby steps. And it's the being here in the moment. And try not to trip about like a long-term plan of like where you're going or how it's going to be unfolding, because the truth is you could put all of that energy into the planning and then it goes completely sideways. So what's one thing you can do today that's going to move you closer to the marker you desire, and take that baby step, you know? It's all about building those new relationships and continuing to explore like your ability to create your own reality, right? Because you are so much stronger than you think. And if you are in the vibration of light, like your world will reflect that vibration of light. And I think that's it. I think that's the gateway to happiness is like you essentially just aligning and attuning yourself to that higher frequency. And everything else falls by the wayside. Whatever's going on with the ankle having to do with loneliness, please pop yourself all up to the crown. Yeah. Thank you. Oh, sorry about that. That was good. Anything else? Start unpacking your past lives. When you start like diving in deep to the how come and like why you operate the way you operate and what has to do with past lives, future lifetimes, current reality, start playing with that stuff and seeing if you can unpack some of it a little bit more. I think I'm going to leave that there. If anything in this reading resonated with you, please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And my hope is that you feel a little bit lighter and a little bit brighter, and have a fantastic day. Ciao.